Welcome everybody as I see you all coming in. Welcome Crystal, welcome Earl, welcome Gwendolyn, welcome Jacqueline, welcome Joy, welcome Joe, welcome Ruth, welcome Sam, welcome Dr. Treva. Welcome. Thank you all for being here. We're going to give folks just a couple of minutes to get settled and to come in. So please, I hope you're in a comfortable seat. I hope you have something to drink. I hope that you are present and here with us. But we are so happy that you are here with us. So we will get started in just a second. I'm going to keep saying hello to folks in the chat. Welcome Thomas. Welcome Yuna. Welcome Jerry. Welcome Beverly. Just a couple more minutes. We'll get started in just another minute. Welcome, Jennifer. All right. Well, it feels like we have, welcome Sam. It feels like we have, we are mostly here, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I don't wanna hold us up any further because I wanna have plenty of time for all the good discussions we're gonna have tonight. So I wanna say welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for our May Day Virtual Community Forum Biomass Series. We will be gathering in this space Thursday nights in May and June. We have a fantastic lineup of climate activists and community members who are eager to share their personal stories with you about how biomass has impacted their lives. I'm going to drop a link in the chat where you can see our full series of events and register, obviously. So if you learned something new today, if you feel moved today, I invite you to please share our event opportunities with others. And I'm going to quickly share my screen. And say that, okay. So I'm one of your hosts. My name is Adele Alamo. I'm the digital organizer for Dogwood Alliance. My pronouns are she, hers, ella, y suya. And Dogwood Alliance is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. For over 25 years, Dogwood Alliance has fought threats to our forests and frontline communities. We promote forest protection as the best solution to climate change, and we partner with communities across the southern US to develop economic solutions that work with and for our forests. Our mission is to advance environmental justice and climate action by mobilizing diverse voices to protect southern forests and communities from industrial logging. We work in 14 states across the Southeast, and our headquarters are in Asheville, North Carolina. We are recording this session, and we plan to share the recording with all registrants. We will make space for a question and answer session at the end. The Q&A is open, so if you have any questions for our hosts or panelists, please drop them in the Q&A. I will do my best to answer pressing questions in real time and hold some questions for the Q&A session. The chat is visible only to hosts and panelists for security reasons, but feel free to message us in the chat if you want to connect that way. Let us know where you're from or anything else that you'd like to share. So with that said, I will hand it over to our Director of Organizing and Partnership Engagement, Erniko Brown. Erniko is the Soil and Water Commissioner of Greenwood, South Carolina. She is the Environmental and Climate Justice Chair for the South Carolina NAACP State Conference And she is the executive director and founder of the nonprofit Hours, organized uplifting resources and strategies. And so with that, I'm going to hand it over to Erniko. Take it away.
Thank you, Adele. Good evening, everybody. It is indeed a pleasure to be here with you all this evening. We created this series about biomass because we've been working in the face of biomass, but many people don't know what biomass is. And so we wanted to take an opportunity to have community conversations with people who are impacted and not the people who are working on behalf of the impacted. And so these are intimate conversations with community members who are here tonight, specifically from Gloucester, Mississippi. Many of you know that the Amet Drax facility was fined $2.5 million a little over a year ago. And once we found out about that here at Dogwood, I made it my mission to go out to the community and learn about what was going on, if they knew about the fine, if they knew what biomass is, because oftentimes if we don't know what something is, we cannot fight it. And so I went to this community, and for over a year, I've been building relationships with the community, and these are some of the individuals who I have met along the journey. And these are some of the leading community activists in their community doing the work, who are heavily impacted by biomass. While we were out last year in December, we ended up making a documentary with Brute Media about Gloucester. So this evening, we are going to screen that documentary. And after we screen that documentary, we have with us here Ms. Carmela Wren Causey. And we also have Mr. Jimmy Brown. And so from this, from the screening, we'll have conversations with them, and they'll talk about their experience in the community. And from there, we will have a Q&A session, just so people can have an opportunity to ask questions to some of the leading community activists there in Gloucester, Mississippi. And we'll just have a conversation in a community forum. So super excited for all of you to be here with us this evening. Thank you for taking the time out of your schedules to be with us to hear about what biomass is, because as Adele stated, we work in 14 states, and this is wild and rampant across the entire Southeast. And for individuals who don't know, the Southeast is the richest in resources as it relates to trees, but we are the poorest in the nation. So we wanted to take this opportunity to talk with people, to take a deeper dive into biomass and how it's reflected in communities. And tonight we will be with individuals here for Gloucester, Mississippi. So after we do the documentary screening, we'll talk with Ms. Carmela and we'll talk with Mr. Jimmy. Thank you for joining us.
Can y'all see the video? Okay. Hold on.
Where the dirt coming from? I'm gonna show you where it's coming from.
After being out here for about an hour, your eyes get a little itchy and your throat gets a little scratchy.
Can't tell me
No,
that there's nothing coming out of that air.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Because it is.
Yeah, I got a smokestack right there. Volatile organic compounds coming out of that.
I can't breathe. And everybody think it's a joke.
I'm about 2 miles away from my plant, but where you are, it's like it's right here.
It's scary because I can't live every day to my fullest. I need to know what kind of chemicals I'm inhaling.
People don't know that this is going on.
Across the southeast United States, forests are being cut down, processed at wood pellet plants, and shipped overseas to be burned in former coal factories as a so-called renewable energy source. For Brute, I came to Gloucester, Mississippi, a small town of less than 900 people, to meet up with Erneco Brown, an advocate who says that the rapidly growing wood pellet industry is about more than climate change. It's about environmental justice.
Put a thing in their door. Hey, we're not home, but I talked to them last time. They told me this house was empty.
We have wood pellet mills in the wood pellet industry growing at an alarming rate. Across the southeast, these plants are strategically placed in low-income, impoverished communities. So I don't know if you can see, but that is the facility. The Drax plant here is looming right over a black mobile home park. This is literally in their backyard. This stuff is blowing directly into this community. I don't know if you can hear the noise back there, but that is the actual plant living, breathing, moving, doing what it does. And we're out canvassing the neighborhood today, just talking to the people in the community to let them know that we're having a community meeting tomorrow from 4 to 6.
Okay. I'll leave something on the door.
The only thing that is separating us from this facility is a chain link fence right here.
I'm out here at the mobile home park that has the wood pellet plant in their backyard. You see it there in the background. It's emitting a pretty steady hum that the residents here say happens all through the night. And the air is pretty thick, you can kind of taste it.
I hope I see you. Okay. Hey, sis. Here's this. Good to see you again. We're having a meeting tomorrow. Another meeting.
So we really trying to amplify what's going on in y'all community to get y'all some help down here.
Like right now, my throat is scratchy. I swear to God. And people eyes burning, he was blinking extra hard. Yeah, he just was like, he don't know if it's dirt, pollen, whatever.
But this ain't pollen season. We just talked to your grandma. She say her car be like that depending on what way the wind blow. You working there, you're taking it in. You living here, it's blowing down like this, so you getting it every time you come home. So that's why we want you there from 4 to 6 tomorrow, just to talk to you a little bit, that's it. To see my people, black people, in this situation is really hurtful. People are basically pimping poverty in the South.
Wood pellet plants can be a complicated story for small towns. They are often built in low-income communities of color, and while they can bring some jobs, they can also bring harmful pollution.
It's getting difficult to walk and really trying to walk and talk at the same time. It's really a job. You want to be on film? When we rescued her from the guy that had her, she was in horrible condition. We're in the process now of getting the weight back on her. I try to do the best I can for her. Breathing is difficult. I'm not able to do the things that I enjoy doing or the things that I'm capable of doing. You know, I can't breathe. And everybody think it's a joke. Everybody want to holler about, well, you was already sick. I wasn't sick to this capacity.
Here in Gloucester, the Drax Amit plant was recently fined $2.5 million for exceeding emissions for the past few years now. But the people who live here haven't seen any of that money.
I really would like to know, where did the money go? And why didn't anyone in our community get any of it? We the ones inhaling that air. I feel like that $2.5 million should have been distributed in our community. after 8 years of polluting, $2.5 million was basically a slap on the wrist. And so what the people were left with was the air pollution. What the people were left with were the volatile organic compounds that are coming out the smokestacks. What the people were left with was that promise of jobs that they never fully received. This environmental issue is a civil rights issue, it's a human rights issue, and this is something that has been going on for years.
Can I give y'all this right quick? I'm Brandy, and how y'all doing? The meeting is about Drax, you know, the wood pellet plants.
You work there?
You used to work there for Drax or through the temp agency? So they weren't paying you money like Drax pay? Yeah, that's what I heard. See? So that's part of the problem, how they be like, oh, good jobs, you're gonna get paid good, and then you gotta work through the temp agency and you don't get paid good. Yeah, so we want y'all to come out, let us know what y'all think about it, what y'all think you might want to have done, but we're trying to make some noise for y'all because a lot of people don't know what's going on. I hope to see y'all in a few hours.
Okay.
All right. I don't know, we don't even have that much time. I don't think a lot of people are gonna come.
When we came in June, we had an amazing turnout. The day after, their mayor posted a Facebook post. He went on to state that if the community went against Drax and they left the community, then their water bills would triple. And so when we came back in September, people were basically scared to speak out.
The meeting is from 4 to 6. The meeting is right now. Are you coming to the meeting?
I'm feeling a lot of things. I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling hopeful. Kind of feeling defeated because I don't see a lot of people here. And although it's something that I'm passionate about, I can't reel people in to be as passionate as I am if they are a town that's afraid of what their mayor said. So it's a lot of politics and educating people here. Reason I came here over a year ago was to talk to the people to see if the people of the community knew about the $2.5 million fine that Drax was fined for air pollution.
No, ain't nobody know about it.
That $2.5 million did not go to those people who are continuously being polluted against in that community.
That's what they want. They want to be paid.
This is about more money.
It's not about money because they're not even, the people in the Blackman Hole did not receive any compensation. That money went to the state.
That's right.
So they don't even get anything. But what the Blackman Hole is continuously getting is that pollution.
I work in a chemical plant. I know what's dangerous. I know where there's a problem. I've been in the areas where I couldn't breathe. This is clean air in this town. That little plant down there does not pose a threat to Gloucester.
Well, it's not a thing about attempting to shut down Drax. All we want is for them to be held accountable for a healthy, thriving environment for everybody to live in.
Look, we just need to know all the facts, and we don't.
I'm not knowing what's coming out that stack. Only thing that I'm knowing is that every day it's harder and harder for me to breathe. So can't tell me that there's nothing coming out of the air.
No, ma'am.
Because it is.
No, ma'am. That is not what I'm telling you.
I'm not looking for no one. I want to know what the hell I'm breathing. Back up. Back up. Back up. You just say what you got to say from over there. Back up.
You didn't tell me you had a problem breathing in.
No,
I said what I said.
I tell you what, my doctor name is Dr. Ajabi. He's at Southwest. And ask them how many times I was in there with breathing issues.
I get that you may be on their side, Mayor. That may be it.
Ma'am, I was elected to take care of this town.
Well, then why are you not?
For a community that's been impacted as bad as you say, why isn't it impacted?
Because you got on Facebook
I
after
got
we
that much
left,
power.
and you said that their bills would triple if anything was to happen to this plant.
No, I told you that if that plant was shut down, we would.
No, you didn't tell me anything. You took to
Would
Facebook.
you shut up?
That's not professional. You are a man of the man. You supposed to be taking a position. Let's talk about what we doing now.
You did so good and you were so strong.
and you care so much, and you are doing the right thing, and you are helping.
I'm upset because individuals created a ruckus in here. My heart breaks for this town. It's a community that's divided, a community that's hurting. Of course, I'll be back. My heart hurts tonight, but the work is still needed to be done.
So that was the Brute Media piece that we did back in December. It still tugs at my heartstrings to see me cry for people. Just to be honest with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have Miss Camilla with us. Miss Camilla, I see that you're having a moment. Would you like for me to give it to Mr. Jimmy to talk first, and then you'll gather yourself? All right, Mr. Jimmy has been working with us extensively since I've came into the community there in Gloucester. He knows a great deal about volatile organic compounds, and he's well connected in the community. So without further ado, Mr. Jimmy Brown.
Yes, Nico, I'm great to be here today. And I just want to say to the Gloucester community, just keep holding on and keep hanging with God, because nothing can bring us together. Look at all of us together right now. Nobody can do that but God. So that's the first thing we have to put for the fight is God. I started listening to people was telling me something about the air. They was telling me that when they go outside, something was wrong, something was happening. And I called myself working out, doing okay, thinking I was doing good. But I go outside and do certain things, I become real fatigued. I become real fatigued about stuff. So I told my primary care doctor, I said, I got to get outside. I said, I got to get a shortness of breath and get fatigued, and I can't do what I usually do when I said, I know I'm getting old and I usually could do things, but I said it didn't bother me as much, but it's certain times of the day that it bothers me. So he told me, well, we're going to get you checked out, see what's wrong with you. The first thing we do is check your heart for a blockage. So he arranged all that, referred me to Zachary, Louisiana, where they checked my heart out. They stress test. They followed up with a left cap to go through my left arm and check my heart out. And when they did that, he came back and he said, Mr. Brown, yes, no blockage or nothing in your heart. So you don't have anything wrong with your heart. But I say this fatigue. And my mom used to always tell me, when she goes outside, it was always something about the air. And you know what, Mom, maybe it's something, maybe it's this. And see, nobody never told us what was going on with the Drax plant, that, you know, that they had let out 3 times more VOCs than they supposed to. Anybody don't know what VOCs are? That's a volatile organic compound. And I just want you to think about a mold would be an example. A mold is an example of a compound, so you know what happened to you if you breathe in mold for a extended period of time. You know what happened to your body. You know what happened to the inside of your body. The other thing I want to bring about is I'm gonna just concentrate on one VOC, and that's formaldehyde. And if you haven't seen the facts of what Drax permitted and what they released, if you haven't seen the facts, you wouldn't really know. But happened to me and Brother White with NAACP, we got to see the facts. And in these facts, you found something about formaldehyde. Formaldehyde would cause nose, throat, and eye irritation at low levels. It could be 0.01%. I mean, parts per million. That's the way they measure formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is ppm, parts per million. So think about that. We was always trained, you know, if you in an 8-hour period, I think they had dropped to something like 0.75, 0.75 parts per million with formaldehyde. Now, someone needs to be telling us how much formaldehyde was let out, because according to the papers in the factory, they Drax committed to MDEQ. Formaldehyde showed up somewhere, and I know I seen it with my own eyes, so it showed up somewhere. So I just want you to think about that. What formaldehyde could do if it breathed in a lot at a low level for all them years and nobody never knew it. And my thing is, I was really concerned because I feel like the community had a right to know. We live in a town, we pay taxes, we elect people. Somebody should come to us and tell us something, what's going on. We shouldn't have to find. I don't think we just had to find out that way. I sit it on the city board. I know what happened. I mean, and I will listen to the President Biden talking about the burn pits that happened over in Iraq and how it did those soldiers over there. It's no different here when you got something going on here like that, and VOCs is released. What do you think it's doing to the citizens here? I mean, until you sit in the home with the people and really just sit down and talk to them and let them tell their story to you, what health issues they're having, how they having inhalers, how they on oxygen, how they have to sleep up on the CPAP. I mean, until you sit down and you hear all the facts, don't judge people. I mean, that's an issue. Skin irritation. You go outside and your skin itching like that, and you're wondering what's going on. But that's one VOC I want you to know about. And if you hadn't seen the little booklet that was printed up about everything that went on with the facts, I'm talking facts. I ain't talking about no hearsay. What somebody said, and having this Captain England come down, I mean, Nico and all the people that really bless him, and Miss Captain England, who is the National Environmental Chair for the NAACP, she's well knowledge in this stuff. And I promise you, when you listen to her and she tell you and show you some facts about what's going on, everyone's gonna know. But my thing is to me, it's about the community. It ain't about money to me. It's not about somebody shedding no drags down. I don't know where that rumor come from anyway. I mean, that was a made-up rumor for me to hear that, because nobody never said nothing about drags and nobody never said nothing about money. All the work I did, people tell you, I ain't asking one penny. I don't get paid no money. I'm not on nobody's payroll. I did it all volunteer, finding out from the community myself. And you just got to go meet the people where they are and talk to the people about what's going on with them. Everybody's judging people until they talk to them. Talk to them about the sickness in Gloucester. I mean, talk to some people about some of their family members that went on home in glory that you wouldn't even think about what happened. Because breathing enough formaldehyde can cause cancer. I mean, we don't know. We don't even know yet how Drax put in all this stuff that they said they were going to put in to control the pollution, like the oxidizer. We don't know about that. Nobody never come to us and told us that they done installed everything and everything is up to par. So we still don't know. We still in the dark. I mean, nobody from the state. People was thinking this was caught by MDEQ, and it wasn't. And I'm sure me finding out at first, I thought maybe MDEQ caught Drax doing this, but I found out later that it wasn't MDEQ. So in my mind, this thing was going to be covered up, and nobody in Gloucester was going to never, ever know anything if it hadn't been from the people that caught everything and come tell the people in Gloucester about it. To me, that's what really irked me, that nobody was in Gloucester was supposed to ever know. Like everybody in Gloucester is uneducated, nobody knows nothing. But I'm telling you, you'll find out people really, when you talk to them one-on-one in their home and meet them, they'll tell you a lot. They know more than what you think they know. So I'm just But to me, it's about the people. It's not about anything else. Not about money for me. And it just, I care about what's going on with my community and people. I mean, and that's the way I get a little emotional, because when you talk to some of the people I talk to, you hear some strange stuff that what they'll tell you about. But it's about meeting the people where they are and about this community. To me, it's not about anything else. Not about money for me. I mean, God took care of Jimmy, so He's gonna continue to take care of Jimmy. Everything I ever needed on this journey, hey, He didn't give it to me according to His riches and glory, like He said. He provided me with everything, the resources, and yep, my name have been thrown out there. But as long as I'm persecuted in the name of Jesus, keep bringing it. I'm here to stay. Not going anywhere. I'm gonna fight for the people. Hey, I'm gonna fight for the people. That's the way I see it. And I appreciate y'all for having me and let me say this piece, and we're gonna keep on working.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jimmy, for that. And thank you for being a voice for the community when people don't want to speak up and speak out on behalf of the issues. Mr. Jimmy previously worked in I forget what plant it was that he worked in, but
Georgia Pacific Corporation. And one thing else I want to say about that, Nico, one thing that was so about these pellet plants I'm finding out, they don't have organized labor on the inside with the employees. We had organized labor with Georgia Pacific, so we sat at the table. I mean, we discussed everything. I mean, from the replanting of the trees, like students used to plant trees for the summer. They had tree planting crews, and there was no clear cutting on a lot of Georgia Pacific land, because if you went there and you cut the wrong tree, you'll never set foot back on their land now, like they clear cutting trees now. I mean, if you cut what Georgia Pacific told you didn't cut, you never had to worry about on your land. And that's why these plants, another reason why they're located in Mississippi and the South, because it's so hard to get an organized union inside those plants with the employees so they can have a seat at the table and discuss the issues. And that's something I see now that is going on. I was doing a little research, and I haven't found one pellet mill that is organized by labor.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Jimmy.
Yes.
And we're going to pass it to Ms. Camilla. Ms. Camilla, as you guys have seen in the video, she suffered breathing issues, and since then has joined the fight to fight the good fight with us. So without further ado, Ms. Camilla.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, my name is Carmela Wren, soon to be Miss Excausey. But anyway, I'm glad so many of you came out tonight, because we need to all pull together. I hesitate in speaking because I want to make it clear some of the things that I say to y'all tonight. Because yes, I've had respiratory issues before, but back here, right before Miss Brown came to town, I didn't know anything about Drex had been releasing toxins into the air. I said to my my husband, I said, something is in this air. I cannot breathe. Now, in me saying that, beforehand, I had left and went back to Cleveland. And I did everything that my respiratory therapist told me to do. I quit smoking cigarettes and everything. I had gotten so good to where I didn't have to have oxygen anymore. Well, I come here, and when I move back on my family land, my respiratory got totally worse than it was before. Now, every night, I have to turn my oxygen on to go to sleep. Some nights is worse than others. Some nights, the smell from the plant have woken me up out of my sleep, and I've had to dial 911 and go to emergency. It's not only the breathing that is getting next to me now. Now I'm having problems where I go outside, I come back in, I break out with all types of weps. I have fungus issues on parts of my body where there shouldn't be fungus. And then on top of it, I lost two very special, can't call them people, but I lost my two fur babies. Anyone that knows anything about dogs do know that pugs already have short respiratory tunnels. And my babies, they intook of the toxics. And my babies died 2 weeks apart. So I come to you to say tonight that if those toxics can do this to animals and humans, what about our babies? What about our elderly? It's time for us to really pull together and make them accountable for what they're doing. You know, they used to say that high blood pressure was a silent killer. Well, here in Gloucester, we have to worry about Drex toxics being our silent killer. They came here, and I found this information out because I have been doing some research, and I found this information out just yesterday, that there was a promise of at least 45 jobs for Gloucester. And at this time, I don't think you could count on one hand how many people are actually working at Drex. So what do? We sit back, we allow Drex to just pollute our air. We allow Drex to just hire people from wherever, but not no one from Gloucester. What do? Can anyone tell me of anything that they know of that Drex is doing to help our community? Well, I went to Drex myself because I'm quite for sure, if you're from Gloucester, you know that I organizes the Mardi Gras parade. And I try to do things on a business level. So I did do a donation letter and gave it to Drex. And if Drex gave a donation, then I'm Marilyn Monroe. Drex did not attempt to help with anything with the community. So what do? We just sit back and allow them to kill us. I mean, I have issues with like flowers in my yard that I know I planted that should be reproducing this year, my flowers are coming back. Last year, I tried to do some tomatoes. My tomatoes wouldn't grow. It's not only affecting the air, because whatever goes up does come down. We need to think about this. But I tell you what, I am the voice. I will be the voice as long as you guys give me something to talk about. And Drex is giving me plenty to talk about. So let's all get on board. We can't help. We can't help what is going on, but we can help each other.
Thank you so much for that, Ms. Carmela. And I just appreciate you for being here as well and being that voice. As we continue to tell this story across the Southeast, oftentimes we look at the science behind what we're doing, but we don't look at the people. And today we have an opportunity to see the faces of two people who are impacted in a community where these facilities are. So we have an opportunity to hear firsthand what's going on in Gloucester, Mississippi. I can come back as the director of organizing and partnership engagement all day and talk about what I've seen, but that doesn't matter because these people are impacted each and every day. Whereas when I go to their community and I'm there for a week and a half with them, I come home. And yes, I come home to an impacted community, but mine is about 2 miles down the road where Ms. Carmela is living and breathing and dealing with this each and every day. And Mr. Jimmy is dealing with this and doing the work. Like prior to us hopping on, Mr. Jimmy said he was outside and he said that the air was bad today. So he's in the house. And this goes on each and every day. People are dealing with this every day. And we just wanted to take an opportunity to, again, have conversations with community members. And that is the purpose of the Mayday Biomass series. And we're going to keep it going and we're going to keep it moving and we're going to continue to have these conversations because as many people as possible need to know about what's going on, not just in Gloucester, Mississippi, but we're going to be moving throughout Gloucester with places that have facilities, where places there are proposed facilities, and to tell the story of the South, because there is a narrative of strategic placement of these facilities in communities where there are almost always low-income Black communities who don't know what's going on because they're trying to get through the day. And so thank you, Mr. Jimmy, and thank you, Ms. Carmela. And we're going to take time to open it up. Ms. Adele, do we have any questions?
We do. And so this question is about your experience. So we'd like to know, what was life like before the Drax biomass plant came into your communities? So for example, how has your life been impacted and your ability to thrive? And what has been lost as a result of this industry coming in?
Well, one thing I want to say is you can kind of tell the difference in the climate and in the air. And sometimes when you watch a vehicle, something, you just see it's not even pollen season. We know when green pollen get here, you can see yellow stuff falls on your vehicle. And that was something I had never experienced. And I visited one guy and he showed me that was living up under there. He showed me, he say, I want to show you something. He say, my vehicle is black. And he say, I got it on the shed. I'm going to pull it from up under the shed. When he pulled it from up under the shed, you could see the yellow stuff falling on it. And I met a lady that was down from that plant, and she could tell me, she said, sometimes when they come out, is your eyes just water up and they go to burning. And I done heard numerous people tell me about that. So your eyes water up and they go to burning down there, and you get throat irritation and stuff like that. So you can kind of tell there's something just went astray. That was just unknown to us. It really was unknown to us what happened. And it's a lot of people that still are learning about what happened, because I was talk with some guys the other day, and that's what they were saying. They didn't even know about that because they had relatives that live not too far from the plant, and they was having issues, and nobody never told them that this happened. Nobody never told them about the $2.5 million that was fined, and it just, I mean, and seem like you really seeing what compassion is for people now. Everybody's putting profit over a person's life, and I know that's not God's way. That's just not His way, and that's really the thing that dawned on me. You can't put profit over a person's life. I mean, that's a big issue with me. A person's life should mean everything. I mean, you people say they fight, they talking about the abortion fight. Life is life any way it goes. I mean, any way it happened to you. It's nothing like life. Jesus said He came that we have life, we have it more abundantly. So it's supposed to all be about a person's life. And right now I'm seeing profit get put over life.
Thank you for that, Mr. Jimmy. Ms. Carmela, do you have any comments to it?
Well, I don't see a change other than the change of the toxins in the air. We're still a poor community. I don't see where Drex came in here and made no big difference other than polluting our air. Other than that, I don't see anything that they've done that's supposed to be so spectacular. As I said, they promised jobs. They didn't give that. So I don't see anything that they did other than come here and attempt to kill us.
So I want to jump in. There's a clarifying question about how long has the Drax facility been in Gloucester, and what is the population of Gloucester?
The Drax facility has been there for about, well, it was 8.5 years when I went. So we're in about 9.5 years now, and they're just under 1,000 people for the population.
With I say from crop limit sign to crop limit sign, we're looking at about 1.88 square miles from the center of town to each crop limit sign. And we as a community with no school, I mean, that should be, they was wanting to do something so spectacular, invest in education, invest in putting a school in the community. I mean, invest in look at some long-term stuff about putting in Gloucester. If you're going to be in our community for this year and we're going to go through all of that, invest in the kids, invest in the future. Invest in you. Just like you will want education right here in your community.
Mr. Jimmy, I think you read my mind, because my next question was, how would you like to see the fine Mississippi DEQ collected from Drax invested in the community?
Yeah,
so if you have any more to add to that, I'd love to hear, and I'd also love to hear from Ms. Carmela.
Okay, I'll let Carmela do on that side of that, but I mean, make some investments in the community. I mean, we have a bunch of kids, babies get up, 4 days in the morning being bussed all the way across the county, and they're probably tired someone stays on the bus for a while. I mean, and invest in an education right here in Gloucester. We have enough kids here to have a school right here in this community. I mean, there's a lot could be done in this community. I mean, daycare centers. We don't even have a full doctor, and people don't know what we have a nurse prac. We don't even have a doctor that says doctor in front of their name in Gloucester, Mississippi, with one clinic. I mean, help bring a doctor, full-fledged doctor here. I mean, stuff like that. There's a lot could be done if they really want to invest in the community. I mean, so what you want to invest in? That's definitely one thing that's needed. I mean, if we call 911, ambulance got to come from somewhere else. Build a part here where we can keep the ambulance right here in Gloucester. I mean, that's if the ambulance is out of Centerville and Liberty, then that means it's got to come from Natchez, Mississippi. I mean, it's stuff people don't think about stuff like that. I mean, invest in helping clean the climate up, because I always tell people, when a storm that really come and hit Gloucester, we one catastrophe away, because the storms are getting more violent in Gloucester now. The wind is getting more violent. You don't have a lot of trees trying to catch the wind like you used to because of clear cutting. Just listen at the wind sometimes. You hear it like you ain't never heard it before. I mean, thunderstorms are getting more violent. Climate change, all this will really affect climate change. I mean, help invest it. I remember the time when they paid kids to go out for the summer and replanted the trees back. He had an old man, Willie Scray. He had a tree planting crew. Made sure that the trees got replanted and regrew and everything like that. You don't see that anymore. I mean, get the kids some kind of, come up with some of this summer program. Keep them busy working, doing stuff. I mean, all of that, those are the kind of investments and stuff I like to do. And as well, it's no different than as if you let toxin out that made people sick, then you have to be accountable for that too. I mean, no different than if I was driving down the road and I ran the stop sign and I know I violated that running that stop sign, I hit somebody, and I got to take care of that. My insurance, I got insurance. My insurance got to take care of me for running that stop sign, hitting those people. God, I hope I don't kill nobody, but if that happens, I got to be accountable for that. I mean, it's no different than drag being accountable for what they do.
Ms. Camilla, do you have any follow-up thoughts?
Well, I do agree with Mr. Brown when he says that we need schools in our community. But not only do we need schools in our community, we need to get anything for our children in our community. Our town is not a kid-friendly town. And the reason I say that is because there is nothing. And when I say nothing, I totally mean nothing for our children to do. And for the past 10 years, I have been trying to get an organization going called Save Our Youth, Save Our Future. And for some reason, when I speak to anyone in our community pertaining it, it's like it's a joke. But every day you look on the news and you see where, not per se our children in our community, but you see the children of the world are totally in need. They're in need of guidance, they're in need of love. I mean, come on, they fined them $2.5 million. What about the people who need air conditioners? What about the people who need humidifiers? What about the people that has to go on oxygen? What about the people that now have to have inhalers. Some of them have to have 2 or 3 inhalers. What about that? What about putting aside some funds to help people pay the light bill? Because when you have to be on oxygen, your light bill goes up. What about that? There could be ways of helping the community. There's more ways, plenty of ways that this community could use help.
All right, I'll jump in with the next question. Since the fine happened, has the company decreased their work activities, or are they working in the same capacity as when they started?
They have increased work activity because a lot of plants was off for holiday, but they were the only plants still running during some holidays. This came from some people working on the inside. They say for Christmas and New Year's and stuff, when other plants were shut down and run was out, Drax was the only one that's still running. But remember, they are doing those paddocks to run the electrical grid over there. So I guess they're trying to make and get whatever they can get to keep it going. Because, you know, the pellets are not used over here. They're shipped overseas to run their electrical grid over there. So their capacity has ramped up.
And I would like to say that in doing some of the research that I have been doing, that at this point in time, Mississippi is not the only state where Drex has been releasing toxins. At this point in time, there also has been toxins released in Louisiana. But Louisiana hasn't given them a fine yet because they also want to do a civil fine on them. So if all of this is going on, I mean, how much research was given to Drex before Drex was allowed to build the plant?
I think I can kind of enlighten you on that. For your state politicians and everything to say that they created a job, they don't really care about it on that. All they want to be able to do is come back to some constituents and say, hey, I created this job, I created that job. Every job might not be a good job. I mean, you take, for instance, those big stack piles of chips. You know when the wind blow that wood dust coming off of those chips. The chips getting blown around with the kind of wind we had here the last month or so ago. I mean, people just say, hey, I created a job. That's all they want you to hear. I mean, it's not about anything else. All they want, oh, we got jobs created down there. That's good. Okay, what about the after effects? We want jobs. We welcome Drax business, but we just want them to do right and be held accountable and clean out, invest in the community.
Thank you for that, Mr. Jimmy. And I hate to cut us off because we have so much going on, but we are at time tonight. Please visit Dogwood Alliance. I think we have a landing page for next week. Join us next week, and we will be talking with the Bond community about an hour and a half down the road who's facing the same issue. The difference is this is a proposed plant, and we will have with us Dr. Treva Gear, who also lives in Georgia, where they're facing the very same issue. So tonight we heard from where a plant has been existing for over 9 years. And next week, we will talk with community members who have been organizing against these types of facilities coming into their towns. So please join us next Thursday, May 19th, same place, same time. We look forward to hearing from you guys. Adele dropped a lot of information in the chat. We hope that we answered all of the questions for you guys tonight. And just want to say thank you all for being here with us. Thank you for sharing this time. And let's continue to fight the good fight with each other against these things that are going on. Thank you, everyone, and y'all have a great night.